Whom the gods would destroy, they first make mad. Prometheus, the Mask of Pandora. In the upper echelons of society, there exists an ever-growing group of individuals with entirely too much time on their hands. The members hark from around the world, but share similar traits. Often from lives of exceptional wealth, they are apathetic individuals, detached from day-to-day life and merely looking for the next distraction. In this club, they find that something they have been seeking to fill the void. The club allows its members anonymity and encourages pseudonyms taken from ancient gods. Now, the name of the game is Despair. The members compete against each other, and a recognized hierarchy exists for individuals that have proven proficient in the past. A random person from across the world will be elected and presented to the player, who will then proceed to tear apart the person's life in the most entertaining fashion. The resources of the Cabal extend far and wide, and with the significant money at their disposal, there are few doors that cannot be unlocked. The game is scored based on the speed with which the player can get the target to dispatch themselves. It's not clear exactly how long the club has been in existence, but the earliest records were shortly after World War II. A small group of English officers returned from the war back to the lives of luxury and started to explore new ways in which hell could be inflicted on a person. Over the years, the numbers have grown, and imaginative characters have brought about the self-inflicted slaughter of thousands. After many years, rules for the game have had to be implemented. The most egregious example would be in the late 70s. Ares had just been given his target and had dropped out of sight. The Cabal kept the victim under constant surveillance, awaiting what would come next. During a family dinner, Ares calmly walked in and executed 8 members of his family. He tossed a pistol at the poor boy and instructed that either he shoot himself or the rest of his family would be dead by dawn. It took him 30 seconds to make the choice. Ares loves to brag about the fact that the no-killing rule was brought about to bring him under control. Now the games comprise of identity assassination and the destruction of a person's faith in themselves. One of the more interesting examples was from Isis, who announced from the start she didn't care how long it took, and that this would be her magnum opus. She hired several individuals to undergo plastic surgery to make themselves look identical to the target. They started to follow this young, introverted woman around, always visible to her in the distance. She began to grow paranoid. At this point, the stalking escalated to several of them following at once and approaching her aggressively. She always ran from these encounters, heading home and locking her doors tight. They would post photos of her taken from her back garden through her mailbox. It took 6 days before she finally snapped and opened her arms with shards from the mirror. The current record is held by Morpheus. It was quite inspiring. He paid a number of actors to approach the target and whisper, "Wake up, you're in a coma," and then act confused when he confronted them about what they said. He hurled himself from the top floor of his offices before the day was done. Now, there is no limitation to who can become a target, save for members of the club. This extends to even celebrities from all walks of life. Many public rag scandals have come from the machinations of the club, with the now fading star watching their glamour dissolve in front of their eyes. those who have lived the life high often cannot continue once they are cast out. One interesting case came from Jupiter. They threw him a bit of a curveball and elected a target from deep within the Amazon rainforest. A tribesman with no significant concept of much outside his own village. He kidnapped the man in the dead of night and proceeded to subject him to a Clockwork Orange-style lesson in the horrors and atrocities that have been committed by man. After only 3 days, he clawed out his own eyes and died from the shock. Now this brings us to you. You have been selected as the next target. My name is Mercury, and you are my target. Knowing what you know now, why don't you just save us all some time and just take the goddamn pill? If you choose not to, well, you're going to wish you had.